Gotta set up the stream again here. Let my alliance know that I'm streaming in case they want to come view. All right, and we are a go. Welcome back to another streamerino. I remembered this time to metal drop before I started the stream. I forgot to put myself in the voice channel. At least give people the option, although that hasn't worked out yet so far, but it might. Alright, so what do we have going on? Skipping a war day. So this is all loot all the time. No longer have the camel stable, so back to my, and I finished the healer event yesterday before I went to bed, and so no longer need to run a healer, so we're back to the usual looting army composition. Alright, and let's get to it. The first aid is just left over from the healing. As soon as I use it, I'll replace it with the demolition. No need to waste it though. And just like usual, looking for underdeveloped industrials with at least 4-figure oil. I think the plan is to probably do a short stream right now, and then in like 6 or 7 hours do another short stream. I just have 2 short streams today. That was 4-figure oil, but it's enlightenment and not industrial. I want my fragments. Here we go. Make sure there's no scary stuff hiding out for me, like a bazooka sentry or something like that. I think we're in the clear. Where do I want to deploy from? I think coming in from over here should be pretty safe. Down this way with the heavy cavalry, not towards the big stuff. Oh, I forgot to turn the sound off. I forgot to turn the game sound off. I'm sorry, I'll fix that after battle. So we missed out on the quick victory because the passing did not go at all how I thought it would. And we ended up taking pretty heavy casualties as a result. Very heavy casualties. So I'll be putting on a training blessing. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize that I had not turned my in-game sound effects off, so I'll do that right now. That was probably really tough to listen to there. Hmm. I'm thinking the voice channel doesn't work with the streaming app that I'm using. Maybe the streaming app is the only one that can use the microphone from my phone. I don't know. Check out who's online. Ooh, got main battle tanks. Thanks, Sig and Zet. Yeah, so far everyone who's tried to join me in the voice channel, it doesn't seem like they've been able to hear me. So I'm really thinking that I can't have both. My I don't think the YouTube gaming app and the Discord voice function are compatible. How are we doing in the museum? Couple more, couple more 5 stars, and we'll be there. Training blessing, right? Because without it, we're waiting over 15 minutes. We're not going to do that. And we have everything we need for a training blessing. Oh, and my rule, if I get within 1 million of my capacity with either gold or food, and I have nothing immediate to do with it, I put it into walls. So, wall. Be done with walls in no time. I don't, I don't recall hearing you. Did you come in and try to say something? You're good, Zet. No worries. We're informal here. I don't know that it's possible to mess up my stream. Enjoying some morning coffee, morning iced coffee, and a vape. My first day off work in a little while. Let's see. So since last time I streamed, this went up one. So Now we're now doing better than Greek tank damage. We're at plus 26%. Go ahead and harvest. Get up to like 15 or 16. Still give myself some room to steal some cider from my loots, but I also want to make use of harvesting my cider. Who all is online to give him tanks? It might be me. There's actually, okay, there are better tanks to be donated than mine, so I won't put him through that. Give him some shooters, though. I should have given him shock infantry. I've I'm really starting to think that when you're donating tanks and you have singles left over, like spaces for singles left over, you're better off with shock infantry since they're beefier. Because the alliance troops are going to deploy together, and the tanks are going to go after heavy defenses. And so the shock infantry are going to hold up a lot better and do more damage against buildings and walls than shooters will. So I actually think heavy infantry pair better with tanks than shooters do. And we should be about good to go here. Yep. Ooh. What do we have here? The pathing is all weird on this one because the mortars are... There's no good path with the mortars. So I'm going to start down here. And this is going to be painful. I want to try to do it without without alliance troops. But we're probably gonna have to use some demolitions. Maybe get rid of my first aid. Might be a good one to use my first aid on. So far, it's looking okay. Looking to see who's low to make use of a first aid. Seems to be okay. This ended up not being bad at all. Like mildly painful, but not as bad as I thought it would be. And didn't have to use any war tactics or my alliance troops. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, I used to be really scared of having my heavy cavalry go up against cannon towers and stuff. But as long as you rally on them and you have multiple, like you have a swarm of heavy cavalry, it's not too painful. I'll be right back. So something I also do with my diamonds is I I do I do oil shipments, and so I always want at least 17 on hand, 17 diamonds, and uh, so I will make shipments to get down to 17, and I want to leave 3 for me to steal diamonds for my attacks. So I've because my capacity is at 20 right now, at least for another 8.5 hours. Then it goes up to 22. All right, and we're ready to go again. Oops, this thing's in the way. I do like that oil, but this is uh, this is definitely not happening with those defensive blessings. Plus, he's not very underdeveloped. I will consider going after one of those probably this stream if I come across it, because I do have the free uh, instant retrain available to me, so I can just go all out with everything. But I want to make sure it's worth it. Plus, if I use the instant retrain when I have a training blessing going, it kind of diminishes the usefulness of my training blessing. How underdeveloped are you? Those industrial anti-tank guns hurt. I'm going to say they hurt too much. Mm, active bunker, I could kill it right away, but I don't think it's worth it. Now this is something. I'm not like I for some reason my style of attacking, I really don't do well with these heavily compartmented base layouts. I think I'll go for it though. Ooh. And I'm gonna go ahead and use a first aid right here because they're gonna get low. that's scary. Let's rally on this thing. Get my shooters to take care of that. Okay. This ended up being quite painful. Losing my meat shield. What's that tank doing? What was he firing at? He just stood in front of the cannon tower and wouldn't fire at it. So I think we're losing the team here. I am not sure what went wrong. I told you at the beginning I'm not good against these heavily compartmented layouts. I don't know. I see other people take care of them just fine. We got most of the oil though. Yeah, we're losing the entire team here. Heavily compartmented base layouts are the death of me. Ooh, and I just pushed retrain for the tactic. I don't want the first aid. I want demolition. Thanks, Tom. And so we have a little while to wait. That's what happens when you lose your entire team. I mean, not bad consider. I mean, I think waiting 10 minutes is not too bad considering we lost the entire team. Sorry about that. I completely misjudged that base. Apparently, wasn't that a level 88 like that? That was insane. I didn't mean to do that. It's amazing how what was that? It's amazing how a base layout completely determines how things go. Yeah, Gav, how do you do against heavily compartmented base layouts? Am I the only one who struggles against those? Like it's almost like the age of the buildings, the number of buildings, like that doesn't really matter. It's all about, do they have a lot of compartments? And you would think I would be pretty good against that since I'm British. My shooters can sort of skip over a lot of those compartments, like shoot into them. I don't know. I did lose the whole team, but I did get the oil. I got all but 200 of the oil. That's true. Yeah. 5 minutes left. So when I go global, I will be. Oh, oops. Yeah, I guess I need to pay more attention to that. Uh, so my plan is eventually when I get to the global age, I'll go French. Uh, Mainly because I don't want to be a ranged siege player, and so I'm going to be huge on tanks, planes, and heavy infantry. And then when I get atomic, I'll replace the heavy infantry with APCs. Anyway, so that's why I'm so big on the this heavy cavalry weapon stuff, is because since I'm British now, it's not a huge deal since I'm not using any special tanks. But when I switch to French, I'll have the uh, I'll have the French HP bonus on them. Plus, I can add my massive damage bonus. So I'll basically have a little better than Greek damage plus French HP benefits and the minor Greek HP benefit. Right, you are, Gav. Yeah, I just didn't do a good job of paying attention to that. Uh, So, so yeah, the French plus 20% HP plus 15% damage. Oh, so yeah, so I'll get an additional 15% damage from French. That's awesome. Usually, when I was thinking about switching to French, I'm really only thinking about the HP boost, but there's almost an equivalent damage boost. Uh, and then the Greeks have that 25% damage, and I'm sitting at 26 with my weapon, so that's pretty similar. And my weapon, with the fifth star, with the fifth star of that weapon, uh, I'll get another 10% HP on him. So when I go French, I'll have plus 15 damage from French, plus 30 from my weapon, and then do when I do my tank research in the university, that'll be another 30, which will be 75. So I'll be at plus 75% damage compared to normal tanks. And then my for HP, I'll have the 10 from the weapon, 20 from French is 30, and then 30 from university research is 60. So compared to regular tanks, I'll be at plus 60% damage and plus 75%. No, sorry, plus 75% damage, plus 60% HP. Oh, and we're ready to go. All right, let's do it. Ooh, this meets our requirements. Make sure there's nothing scary. Ooh, and we even have two ballista towers that are down. This up here is the only scary part, but I don't think it's scary enough to stop me. Let's go for it. Oh boy, yep. I had to burn a demo on that. That was getting painful. I'm off my game today. This is taking way more damage than I normally like to take. Like this is really painful. Oh boy, I really don't want to use another tactic, but I'm losing my team here. Where did all my heavy stuff go? I lost my meat shields that easily? They usually hold up better than that. Not my best showing. We're gonna have to wait a long time for training again. We do get to craft some artifacts in the downtime. And at this point, since I'm down multiple war tactics, I want to put on a tactics blessing. Still got 6 minutes till I can request more tanks. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. All right, and let's craft some artifacts. And we already have our all resources looted that we need, so nothing good. Blueprints. Alright, we don't have that long to wait. Set the phone down again for some coffee and a vape. Also ending today, little under 7 hours, will be I'll get some stronger shooters. I'll be finishing up 7 out of 10 on shooter HP. Oh, and before, when I was talking about all the HP bonuses I would have combined from university, museum, and going French when I hit global. Also throw in that I have Versailles, so that's another plus 10% HP, so that actually puts me up to 70% additional. And then I have the library research done to give all my stuff, all my troops plus 10% damage and hit points. So really, it's compared to normal without boosts. I'm looking at plus 85% damage and plus 80% HP on my tanks. Time to request some tankaroonies. Is there anyone on? Oh, there are lots of people on. Good old reliable Gav. Thanks, Gav. If you're still watching. And we're good to go again. So I might be willing to hit an enlightenment base this time, just because I don't want to have to use my alliance troops again, because it's going to be another 20 minutes before I can ask for them, and I don't want a lot of downtime. So I might go for a lesser base. Ooh, or a small industrial. Can I do this without alliance troops? One mortar. Where are the other mortars? Two mortars. Does he only have two mortars? Really? Okay. And I'm actually going to go straight for this, because that'll kill me if I don't. This is going well. Wow, this is quite painless. Eight heavy infantry and three shooters were the casualties there. And we're up to 18 diamonds, so I can do one shipment. That'll put me back down to 17. And earlier this morning, I did fill my vault with oil. And we're all trained up. Back to it. Defender Blessing is not the scariest of blessings, however, these walls are pretty beefy with some compartments. This has free oil though. I'm going to take Gav's advice, and they're going to die pretty quickly, but I'll deploy 3 of these guys and see what they can do. They got almost nothing. His oil must have been in the refinery. Oh well. It's 385 more oil than I had before. And it takes 13 seconds to retrain. That's worth it. And we're ready to go. So is this another one that I can do without Alliance troops? That would be tough. Might be able to. All the splash is relatively close together. I just think it's too painful. Ooh. This is the type of enlightenment base that would be worth going for, because there's a lot of oil to be had. This corner looks like a good deployment spot. Alright, let's go for it. Meat shield activated. Right into a spike trap. Awesome. Seems to be going okay. rally on this because that's scary. Yeah, no more splash. Think we're in the clear. Cool. Nice. We'll be done training before the blessing's up. Oh, and we're getting pretty close to being able to craft 5 more artifacts. Set the phone down again for coffee and vape. And we get to do another shipment. Oh, and we get to make another wall, and after next loot, like after the next attack, we'll be able to do another one. I really love how these enlightenment walls look. So I upgraded these walls first because at all other points You have to break through multiple walls to get into the interior. However, not with this one. Not with this edge. I don't think it's smart for attackers to approach this edge, however, because that's where all my spawners are with Acropolis. They're going to be under constant siege if they try to go that route. And the training blessing's about done. I would say we made pretty good use of it, though. And I'll get to send a couple dudes out on an expedition tonight when I go to bed. That's what those 6-hour ones are good for. I don't want to do it while I'm awake because that'll put me down to one citizen and I won't be able to gather. And the citizens I do have freeing up are going to go straight into the next level. No school break for them. And Chapter 5 will be finishing soon. Can't do Chapter 5 in leadership because I don't have Enlightenment doesn't have the oil capacity to get up to 72k. So I'll have to take care of that in Industrial. And everything else is done. And I did it without unlocking a second slot. Like, I'm not sure why people feel the need to unlock a second slot. You can do all of it with in a reasonable amount of time with just one. Library doesn't take any citizens, so no excuse for someone to not have their library done. How about that timing? Tanks, please. Might be Zoro. Papa sometimes gives me tanks. I'll switch over to Zoro and hope that the donation doesn't come through as I'm switching, or else I lose the donation altogether. Lovely Nexon. Okay, I think we're in the clear. And wait a few seconds because of the new feature they added. And I think I'll do one more attack before ending the stream. Again, uh, let's see, it is 10:45 a.m. I'll probably be back on like late this afternoon, my time, to do another stream. It would be cool if we get a really juicy base that I can use the instant retrain on. This is not juicy enough for that. Let's see. Those anti-tank guns are scaring me away. Mm, this is something he's going to produce. He's got Tank Depot. I think if I use the Alliance troops, I'll get through this splash damage just fine. And I have a delayed deployment because I want to get all this splash taken care of. And they're not meeting any resistance from defenders yet, so it's okay. Okay. So we're not going to get the quick victory, but it was so resource heavy that I don't really care. So I think we'll get through the base just fine. Losses were actually really light. 3 heavy infantry, 3 shooters, and 4 heavy cavalry. All right. So, like I said, I think this is a good place to end the stream, but I'll be back on later today, or depending on what time zone you're in, early tomorrow. But I'll guess in probably between 4 and 6 hours from now, I'll be back for a little while to stream some more. But thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.